Happy Friday, Spartan Nation. It's been an awesome first week of school of the 23-24 school year. We started off with some tremendous success this week, and all that credit goes to our amazing staff. We have about 90 staff members here, from the administration team to the front office team, and that encompasses quite a few different roles. Our teachers, our paraprofessionals, our plant foremen, our custodians, everybody. It takes a lot to run a school. If you were a part of Sossaman last year and you received some of the videos, it's something I'll say over and over again. It really takes an entire group of amazing individuals and amazing parents and amazing students to run a successful school like Sossaman. So thank you for all you do. Thank you for reading the emails that I've sent out this week and being a part of your student success. And so one of the things that we noticed this week, morning pickup has been awesome from the start. We've been clearing traffic before 8:52 roughly, which is awesome because that's 2 to 3 minutes before the bell to start school, and we're clearing that. PM traffic started off a little rough at the start of the week, and hopefully we're getting the routine down. It is a big help, two things: that everyone pulls all the way forward, even though their student might be right next to their vehicle. If you have a whole lane to pull forward, that's very helpful to get all of the cars behind you pulled forward. And it's very, very helpful to not pull into the staff parking lot, because you have students crossing over, then everyone bottlenecks as they leave campus. It's also very helpful that students cross at designated crosswalks. And so I had some staff members out today and yesterday to make sure students are following the rules on the sign that says this is not a designated crosswalk, and they're walking up towards the baseball fields, which would be west up Jacaranda. And so they're not crossing right there. And so I know there's some parents that park in the neighborhood and their students want to cross right there, but that is unsafe for our students to cross at undesignated crosswalks. So we appreciate your support there, and I'm hoping you're seeing that difference, that we're clearing traffic 15-20 minutes faster than at the start of the week. Hopefully everyone had a chance to read all the different syllabi that have come home from the different classes or on Canvas. It's very important to know the ins and outs, and while we have definitely have consistency across the campus in a lot of things, there are some individual expectations with certain content areas. So it is very important to read all the syllabi to understand what those entail, and to always ask questions to the teachers directly if questions come up as we progress through the rest of the school year. The admin team had an awesome opportunity on Wednesday to visit classrooms, and so we divided and conquered, and we gave multiple presentations every class period. We had a chance to speak to every single Sossaman student that was on campus on Wednesday in a small group, talking about who we are, how we're here to support them, expectations for success on our campus, and ways that we want to reward them throughout this year, and even looking ahead at next year. We have what's called an Evening of Excellence. It's the culmination of their experience here at Sossaman, where there will be a select number of students that are recognized that will get an invitation, and they will get invited to a kind of a grand finale event where everyone will get dressed up, and they'll get called to the stage, and we'll say amazing things about them for their career here at Sossaman. So that's something to look forward to down the road, but we took that time this week to talk to students, to start building those rapport and those connections, reconnecting with 8th graders, introducing ourselves with 7th graders, and setting our campus up for amazing success for this year. Our athletic tryouts are continuing right now as we speak, and into Monday. As we know, I feel like we were spoiled weather-wise up to a point at the end of June, and then someone turned the thermostat way up. And as we all know, we've been dealing with some uncomfortable heat, and we don't want to put our students in a position of safety risk. And so we've made a decision to move the baseball tryouts to Monday. And so looking at the weather, it is a little bit cooler. Students still need to make sure they're hydrating all weekend long. Those fluids from Saturday and Sunday are going to be beneficial on Monday for tryouts. We have not opened our gates yet during lunch, where students can go out on the basketball courts and to play soccer, because we don't want students to not know their limitations and be out in the heat too long. So we're keeping those closed until we have the opportunity to open them when the weather's a little bit cooler for our students. One of the things that we have on our campus, that's a safety feature that I wanted to talk to you about, and there's going to be a letter attached, but we have what's called a Raptor system. Our district has put Raptor technologies in our schools, and so when someone checks into our campus to visit our campus that's not a Higley employee, we will take their driver's license, we will run it through our Raptor system. It runs a background check, and instantaneously there's a log of when they check in, when they check out, and it creates a badge for them. And so if you ever happen to be a visitor on our campus that's not an employee, you will always want to check in with the front office and follow those protocols. And so we appreciate those volunteers, so keep coming, but we want to make sure we're following that process and those procedures. So as we wrap up, looking ahead, so next week immediately, we're gonna start our SWORD schedule on Monday. We did have SWORD this week, but we followed a routine of doing some mini lessons over organization, email etiquette, Canvas, Microsoft Office, those things. But starting on Monday, students will be going back to their classroom starting with day 1, which means first period, and they will then either use study hall, enrichment, some intervention time, whatever the teacher feels is appropriate for student success in those during that time period. We are starting detention on Monday. So starting on Monday, students that are tardy to class could receive a detention. Students that don't have the materials for success could receive a detention. We will track that here in the front office. Our Dean of Students, Nicole McCullough, will do most of that tracking. If students get close to 5, we're hopefully having those conversations with students to support them. If a student does reach 5, that will be a conversation about attending Saturday school for being tardy continually or having some issues with class materials being prepared for school. On Wednesday, we'd love to have everyone on campus, and so we have our curriculum night, and that's going to run from 5:30 to 7:30. We'll send some schedules out with students that they can fill that in. Also, we'll attach that next week in a communication. We'll start promptly at 5:30 in first period class, and then there will be a 15-minute class period. We will go over curriculum. We will go over what we're learning this year and how you can support your students at home. And then you'll move to second period and so on and so forth. And so if you have any questions on that, please don't hesitate to reach out, but that is on Wednesday from 5:30 to 7:30. We also mark your calendars. We'd love to see you on campus on August 7th. And so we are having a presentation from Queen Creek Police Department on the power of words and the importance of sometimes when you say things from a school perspective, we have to make sure that the campus is safe and we're taking action because words are important and there's power in those words. And so so if you want to we'd love to have you for that. And then the following day, we're going to have 2 student presentations, one for 7th grade, one for 8th grade. It's the same presentation, just in a smaller setting about that same topic directly for students. And then looking ahead, I know there were some questions this week about this being a half day for mostly 7th grade parents that are used to the half day every day at our elementary schools. We have half days roughly every other week, depending on the calendar. We do have our first early release half day on August 9th. Our dismissal time is 1:35. And we also, PTSO is right now working too. We did this last year and we're gonna institute again this year where as a fundraiser for PTSO, we're gonna sell some wristbands that if students purchase one of those wristbands on Wednesdays, it's half day hat day, and they can wear a hat all day in the building, in the classroom. They get opportunity to do that when hats are typically not allowed in the classroom and in the building. And it's a little bit of a fundraiser that goes back to students and back to our campus to do different fun things. So I know today was a long one. It looks like we're at about 9 minutes, approaching 10. And so hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next week. And as always, go Spartans.